'Tis the holiday season, and how does Wizards of the Coast celebrate? By showing us all the masterpieces in Aether Revolt. I know, I'm excited too. Just remember, all masterpieces are legal in limited play, but only legal in formats the card was originally legal in before the promo printing. And as expected, these masterpieces will be just as rare as previous sets, looking to win the lottery basically. Alright, so without further ado, let's jump right in and see what we're working with. The first masterpiece is Arcbound Ravager. Alright, we're off to a ridiculous start. Sick new artwork, beautiful card frame as expected, and that blue Aether, it's looking so good. Of course, it also helps that the Ravager is a staple in Modern, and to a lesser extent, Vintage. You want a normal copy, it's going to cost you around $35, so imagine how much this foil masterpiece is going to cost, looking fly as heck. Up next is Black Vice, again, loving the new artwork. In case you haven't heard of this card before, Black Vice was printed way back in Alpha. We're talking old school here. The only foil printing of the card is in From the Vault Relics, so you can imagine how happy players are going to be to get, a good foil copy of the card. Huge fan favorite, this won't be the most expensive masterpiece in the set, but some Nekosar players are going to drool over this forever. I do have one problem though. We have Black Vice, but no rack? No rack? Hey Modern players, want to riot on Wizards HQ? Because there's no the rack. Oh boy, Chalice of the Void is a masterpiece. Oh man, you want to talk about an expensive masterpiece? Look no further. A staple in both Legacy and Modern, copies of the Chalice will cost you around $40 right now, with foil copies of the Modern Masters version hitting $80 each. You can probably guess that this altered art, beautiful promo of the card is going to be worth more than that. If you're looking to win the lottery, Chalice of the Void is going to help you out a ton with that. Nice! Next up is Defense Grid. Sweet! This is one of those crowd favor cards. It sees sideboard play in Vintage, Legacy, and Modern, and you can tell people really like it. It's been printed 3 times, all 3 times in sets that have foil versions, and even so, the foil copies are worth 5 to 10 times as much as normal ones. The love for Defense Grid runs deep, and it's a cool card. If we're talking the art itself, the purple really stands out to me. This one's gonna look nice in foil. Duplicant, the Commander staple, returns with a vengeance, donning a similar shapeshifter in the new art compared to the Eternal Masters version. This masterpiece isn't going to be super expensive or anything, but try to remember that it's in thousands upon thousands of Commander decks, so players are going to want it. Find me a Doretti or Alicia player who didn't at least try to run Duplicant. Pretty excited about this for EDH, it's a nice, applicable reprint. Engineered Explosives? What? Alright, well the comm has just left the building. Engineered Explosives is a slam dunk masterpiece. Look at those bright colors, they're looking fantastic. It's no secret that the Explosives is literally everywhere in both Modern and Legacy, and the price shows. Look at this graph, it's craziness. The card is $50 each, and foil copies upwards of $80 each. And that's only because it was printed in Modern Masters. The foil version from 5th Dawn, $120. With that said, of the cards we've looked at so far, Engineered Explosives is the most explosive, except maybe Chalice. This is tough. Let's move along. Alrighty, let's see what Ensnaring Bridge. I take back everything I said. None of those cards matter before. Ensnaring Bridge is the bee's knees. Why do you ask? Because the card's been printed 3 times, it's still almost $40, and foil copies in the sets where it could be foil, over $150. Let me say that again. $150. Getting foil copies of Ensnaring Bridge is an absolute nightmare. A true, unadulterated nightmare. Not only is the bridge already rare, and it's rare at foil, but this is a new artwork on a promo. Oh yeah. Everything is coming together for this card to be insanely expensive and coveted. It's a sick, evil reprint. Great reprint, but evil nonetheless. I will never say no to reprints of cards that have only been printed in one set. Sure, a masterpiece isn't a real reprint, but come on. It's nice to see Extra Planar Lens back in any capacity, as it is one of the more popular mana rocks in Commander. Having only been printed in original Mirrodin, these are starting to get a bit harder to find. And while it isn't $1 billion, this new artwork is gorgeous and the lens has clear playability. Again, won't be worth a fortune, but will definitely have nice trade value if you don't need it yourself. Grindstone is back? Really? They had the nerve to print Grindstone? Okay, actually this is kind of funny. The only play that Grindstone sees is in Legacy with Painter's Servant, a masterpiece from Kaladesh, so okay, that's kind of great, I can get behind that. Something else you should know though, there isn't a single foil version of Grindstone in existence, not at all. It's only ever been printed in Tempest, and as far as artwork goes, this version, it's looking pretty nice. Especially in foil, I imagine. You can't truly ever understand the power of a new foil printing. Grindstone is going to be a nice find for a lot of players. And Meekstone is back! Holy butts, Batman! For those who don't know, the Meekstone is an infamous card in Magic dating all the way back to Alpha Edition. It has such a cult following, the only foil version ever printed in 7th edition costs $60 each, where the non-foil version is only a few bucks at most. Played on and off in Doran and Commander, the Meekstone does have EDH implications and limited play in Legacy, but its value is largely based on players' crazed love for it. If you get yourself a Masterpiece Meekstone, be aware that you have something amazing, because that art is friggin' wonderful, the card is going to be highly wanted, and you don't want to lose it for less than it's worth. Meekstone looking fine. Oblivion Stone, another crazy intense Masterpiece reprint. I'm sure most of you know about Oblivion Stone. A staple in all Tron variants in Modern, this stupid card is a menace to deal with to say the least, and that is reflected in its price. Once a $40 card, the stone has dropped a bit in value, settling around $20. The upside? Foil versions only exist for its original Mirrodin printing, and those are $80 each. So take a look at the new Oblivion Stone with new eye-popping artwork, and think about the hype around this card. Modern players, Commander players, collectors of all kinds. I don't think anyone is going to be upset when they open an Oblivion Stone Masterpiece. Our next Masterpiece is, hashtag analysis. Sphere of Resistance is back in foil for the first time ever. For those who don't know, the Sphere is a staple in Legacy and Vintage sideboards, and some mainboards, actually. Only ever been printed in Exodus all those years ago, it's a miracle the Sphere doesn't cost more than $18 a copy. But with this new version, Eternal players looking to pimp out their decks have a new target, and we have no data on what a foil Sphere would normally cost, so good luck with that. It's a nice reprint, phenomenal piece of art, knocked it out of the park here. Staff of Domination, the weirdly expensive 5th Dawn rare, is back for the first time since its original printing. Very nice. Played sporadically in Commander as well as weirdly in Modern, the staff is a fan favorite. With a million abilities and a simplistic design, it's no wonder players love the card. Foil copies of the 5th Dawn version do cost around $45 each, so even at its worst, this is going to be a nice pickup. And for the record, I expect this to definitely be worth more than the 5th Dawn version. Look at that artwork. I love the red drapery, the bright silver staff against the gold border. Someone hooked me up with one of these. Nice. Sundering Titan is back. What? Did not expect this, but now that I give it literally 1 second of thought, it kind of makes sense. We have the Gearhulks, right? Sundering Titan is basically a giant Gearhulk. Still seeing some play in Modern, the Titan is a force to be reckoned with foil copies of the Darksteel version around $20. This new very intense artwork is going to be a nice pickup for those players. I would talk about this card's awesomeness in Commander, but, I can't because it's banned. Wrecked. As expected, Sword of Body and Mind and Sword of War and Peace are back and looking great. I don't know about all of you, but something about Sword of War and Peace is looking majestic. I think it's the combination of the whites and red and gold. The swords were definitely expected, but still welcome nonetheless. Seeing crazy play in Magic throughout their history, it's a no-brainer they are favorites to many players. Being able to complete the cycle of Masterpiece swords, nice. Trinisphere, yes! Trinisphere is getting the new foil printing it has deserved since ever. No, I do not count From the Vault Exiled, that was garbage. This new foil version is looking a fly as ever and is a wonderful successor to the OG Trinisphere from Darksteel that is worth around $50. Played extensively in both Vintage and Legacy, the Sphere is a huge collector's target due to the foil versions being relatively hard to find. Add a new promo version with new artwork, this is going to be one of the more expensive masterpieces, that's for sure. Loving the inclusion here. Next up is Vidalcan Shackles, with easily some of the best new artwork in this Masterpiece series. The contrast in colors will pop so nicely in foil. Can't wait to see this for real. Beyond the artwork, the Shackles have been seeing less play in Modern as of late, but it is still around. Commander players should be particularly excited about this, as many mono blue players choose to run the Shackles due to its absurdly powerful ability. With foil copies around $30 each, this won't be the most expensive Masterpiece, but with that new artwork, I think it's going to be a bit higher than some might think. It's looking fine. Wurmcoil Engine is back and looking adorable as ever, cozying up to what will certainly be the ruins of a building. I love the artwork and the inclusion here is welcome. Seeing a non-zero amount of play in both modern and vintage, the worm is still over $10 each, even with the Commander 2014 printing. Foil versions, however, are around $30, and with this new artwork, you can bet that Commander players and modern players alike will jump at the chance to pick up this beautiful new robot worm. Looks so friendly, just give it a little hug. Pithing Needle? Really? This is a masterpiece I did not expect to see. I mean, okay, it's hugely popular in Legacy, basically in every Legacy deck ever, and it's quite strong in Modern and in Vintage as well, honestly, so I guess I understand the draw. The card's crazy strong, and the foil versions of it, since it's so popular, are around 5 times its normal value. Again, that's awesome. And sure, maybe a lot of us are going to see Pithing Needle as a masterpiece and shrug it off, but what if the sheer popularity of that card, along with the new artwork, makes this masterpiece one of the more wanted pieces? Think about it. The card is stupidly popular, played in everything, like everything. And this new artwork is pretty nice, and Pithing Needle has never been a promo before. Could be the perfect storm that brings the needle out of Value Town obscurity and into the spotlight. Who knows? This is a card I've been waiting to talk about. I don't think you're ready for this. Take a look at Platinum Angel. My goodness. That artwork is majestic beyond reason. I honestly don't have the words to describe how friggin' gorgeous this card is. I don't care about its playability or price or anything else. You cannot tell me that this isn't drop-dead beautiful as a card. The white and silver against the gold just hold me back. I don't even play a deck with Platinum Angel in it right now, but heavens to Betsy, I need a Platinum Angel masterpiece. I need one. Like, what? Absolutely wonderful piece of artwork. Just wow. And that's going to do it for Aether Revolt reprint masterpieces. Now, this isn't the entire list of masterpieces because there are a few cards being printed in Aether Revolt that will get the masterpiece treatment just like the Gearhawks last time. When we find out what those are, I'll be sure to tell you. So what do you all think about these masterpieces? Which are your favorites? Which didn't you like? Which cards were you looking for that didn't show up? I gotta know what you're thinking. Please leave me your thoughts and we'll talk about it. Super excited about the set now, that's for sure. As always, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time. This video is brought to you in part by TCGplayer.com. These masterpieces have me excited as ever for Aether Revolt. If you're as excited as I am and you want to pre-order the set right now, you can totally do that right now via TCG Player for $92 per box right now. Super cheap, amazing price if you don't have a local game store or your store is charging too much. Click the links if you want in, helps the channel win-win, enjoy.